cold front sweeping across Texoma. Will it affect tomorrow's playoff game? Steve's got the timing. Plus, a woman pleads guilty to a 2014 murder after her prior conviction was appealed. How many years in prison she's facing. And a deadly shooting in Oklahoma earlier this week. The frantic 911 calls giving a deeper look into the shooting. News 12 at 6 starts right now.
Live from 12 Studios, this is News 12 at 6.
Good evening and welcome to News 12 at 6. I'm Jen Phillips. Dan is off tonight. Most of Texoma is about 20 degrees colder than this time yesterday thanks to a strong cold front pushing through. Chief Meteorologist Steve Lenore is here with a look at how chilly it's going to get tonight. Steve?
Definitely back in the coat zone, no question there. In fact, looking at Doppler 12, with the front coming through, we're talking about a chilly rain in places like Colbert, back to Denison, Pottsboro. Most of the rain is right here in Grayson and Bryan counties at the current time. There's a lot of mist out there that doesn't show up on the radar, so bottom line, it will be kind of a drippy evening. Here on the satellite radar imagery, you can see also a little batch of showers here west of Clayton and a couple of showers near Hugo and Paris. Everything moving northeast under an overcast sky. Now, compared to this time last night, most places are about 20 degrees colder thanks to the passage of this fairly strong front. So this hour, 55 Sherman Denison, 50 in Colgate, 46 in Ada. We're seeing about a 15-degree drop in the first hour after the front passes. So bottom, Hugo, you're next. You'll be in the coat zone with the rest of us here before long. As far as this evening, kind of a lot of mist and light showers. Later on tonight, some heavier thunderstorms will develop. Good news, no severe. Bad news, the rain may cause some issues as far as hydroplaning and roadway issues in the morning. Your rain chance through most of the night at 60%, but it picks up to 90% by sunrise, Jen. So the worst is yet to come on the rain. It's going to be a cold and windy one tomorrow, too. And forecast for your weekend when I come back.
All right, thank you, Steve. Well, a Fort Towson woman has been charged with first-degree murder in connection with her husband's death. Investigators say Shonda Lynette Johnson Williams stabbed her husband, Jamie Williams, in the chest, leading to his death. Records show Williams' daughter told investigators Williams had woken her up and her boyfriend up, saying she'd stabbed Jamie and they needed to go. The OSBI found 2 fillet knives at the residence that matched the stab wound. Williams was denied bond. She has a court date set for December 31st. And a Lamar County woman being retried for murder in the death of a retired teacher has taken a plea deal. Ashley Morrison pleaded guilty for her part in the 2014 murder of retired North Lamar teacher Annie Sims in exchange for a sentence not to exceed 30 years. The 22-year-old was convicted in 2017 and sentenced to 30 years in prison, but a Texas appellate court reversed the conviction earlier this year. Sims' grandson, Christian Sims, took a plea deal and was sentenced to 35 years. Well, 911 calls released by the city of Duncan give us a look into the moments following a deadly shooting outside the Walmart Monday morning. News 12's Shelby Dowler reports.
Duncan 911.
Officer at the Walmart. Somebody was just shot.
Shots fired at Walmart.
Shots fired at Walmart?
Yes. Out front in the parking lot.
Cries for help from shocked bystanders.
A man has been shot and is dead on the ground.
911 calls released by the Duncan city attorney to the Duncan Banner newspaper depict the chaos in the moments after a man opened fire in the Duncan Walmart parking lot.
There's gunshots in the windshield. No, there's a man laying on the ground. I don't know.
We shot about 9 rounds.
Duncan police say around 9:30 Monday morning, 31-year-old Rebecca Vesio and her boyfriend, 39-year-old Aubrey Perkins, had walked outside the store moments before they were shot repeatedly with a handgun. The shooter, Vesio's ex-husband, 43-year-old Yayo Varela Jr., then turned the gun on himself. All 3 were pronounced dead at the grisly scene.
And there's been a shooting. They've got three people down.
3 people are injured?
Yes, with gunshot wounds.
We'll say one's bleeding, but he's got a headshot.
And I believe both of them are dead over there.
Police say the double murder-suicide is the result of an ongoing domestic dispute. They say they are still trying to find out exactly what escalated the quarrel to murder. In Duncan, Shelby Dowler, News 12.
Well, new information tonight about a fatal shooting in Fannin County we told you about last week. It happened Friday night outside Trenton. A woman came home to find her husband dead. Deputies confirmed today the man died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Well, the Carter County DA says he will not file charges on a Dickson teacher who allegedly threatened a student earlier this month. As we reported earlier this month, a parent alleges Dickson High School teacher threatened a student while arguing over an assignment. The boy's mother tells us she called her son to the front of the class and said, quote, "I'm going to shoot you in the head," end quote. District Attorney Craig Ladd says the teacher's statement was not appropriate but does not believe it constitutes a crime. Dickson schools tell us they can't comment on the status of the teacher due to state law. Well, a Choctaw Nation employee who pleaded guilty to embezzlement will avoid jail time if she pays back the $20 grand she stole from her employer. Federal prosecutors tell us Nicole Loper of Durant embezzled the funds from the Choctaws between 2016 and 2018 and used them to pay rent for family members and for personal use. The 43-year-old was the Project Safe coordinator for the Choctaw Nation, an organization that assists in domestic violence prevention. Yesterday, she was sentenced to 5 years probation, and she was ordered to pay restitution in full to the Choctaw Nation starting next month. Loper pleaded guilty in April. Well, the Oklahoma Bureau of Narcotics agents arrested a Medill man for selling drugs out of a house. 41-year-old Joshua Scott Goodman faces charges of trafficking illegal drugs and maintaining a place for selling controlled substances. Court records show agents arrested him on Tuesday with more than 1,000 grams of meth. He's being held on a $150,000 bond and will be back in court on December 5th. Well, a Bryan County man wanted for burglary has now been arrested. Court records state George Foreman was arrested yesterday. No, that is not the former boxer. Durant police say Foreman broke into a Durant home last month. Court records say he broke in while a child was inside, but they don't say if he took anything from inside the home. If convicted, Foreman could face up to 20 years in prison. Well, a fire engulfed a Bryan County home yesterday morning. Check out those flames. Crazy video there. The Colbert Fire Department says they got the call. This home on Lower West River Road was on fire around 5:30 yesterday morning. They believe the fire was caused by an electrical problem. No other structures were damaged, but the fence was charred by the fire. The fire department also says that home is a total loss. Well, new information we got just minutes ago. How Middle School is investigating a potential threat, the second this district has seen this week. They posted to their website letting parents know they're taking it seriously, and they have notified How PD. This comes after the threat at the high school yesterday, and that one resulted in a student's indefinite suspension from the school there. We're going to keep you updated with information as we get it. Well, the Grayson County Sheriff's Office worked with other agencies to recover almost 1,000 pounds of marijuana during a traffic stop in Smith County earlier this week. Authorities pulled this RV over on Monday. They found 976 pounds of pot, along with over 2,000 THC vaping cartridges, packaged in what was meant to look like candy boxes. The North Texas Sheriff's Criminal Interdiction Unit arrested Joe Huang, who was driving the drugs from California to Georgia. He was released Tuesday on a $100,000 bond. The Grayson County Sheriff's Office says it was all possible thanks to that interdiction unit.
The North Texas Criminal Interdiction Unit is a joint effort by 8 counties in Texas that they use their resources and combine those resources to work against human trafficking and drug trafficking.
Well, deputies say those drugs recovered Monday were valued at over $1.5 million. And over the last 2 years, the interdiction unit has recovered over $44 million worth of illegal narcotics. Well, a Texoma nonprofit unable to make deliveries after a burglary Sunday night damaged their truck. How the community, though, is helping them out. Well, the state of Oklahoma is seeing more teachers entering the workforce. Officials say the state has added more than 1,700 classroom teachers since the 2017-2018 school year. They say the increase is due to efforts to attract and retain teachers over the last several years. Lawmakers passed back-to-back pay increases averaging $7,400 per teacher, making Oklahoma teachers some of the top paid in the region. Well, at the beginning of this week, we told you about a Sherman nonprofit food pantry out thousands of dollars after someone stole parts and smashed the windows of 2 of their vehicles. News 12's Braylee McCoy spoke with the director today about how the community has helped them get back on their feet.
On Monday, Share Ministries was told they couldn't drive their donation pickup truck because it was missing the catalytic converter. But now, thanks to an unexpected phone call, the missing part is back where it belongs.
the staff at Stinky Salvage. They played an integral part in us retrieving the part that was stolen.
Director at Share Ministries, Ron Rupel, says he called junkyards around town, hoping the stolen part would show up. Only hours later, he got a call back.
Thought they might try to get some salvage prices for it. And sure enough, they alerted us, and then we went there to identify it.
The pantry caught the thieves on surveillance video Sunday night. They smashed the windows in the van parked outside and stole the catalytic converter from the donation pickup truck. Rupel says they're grateful to have the stolen part back, but still have other expenses to worry about.
Still have to cover the cost of the vandalism to the van and the trailer, but right now we will be able to pick up our donation as scheduled.
Rupel says about a dozen organizations and individuals have reached out to him to help the nonprofit food pantry after they saw News 12's story about what had happened.
But there were so many people that came forward and offered to help after they saw the news.
And in their busiest time of year, Rupel says he's just thankful they can still help people.
Let me give praise and glory to God for answering our prayers.
Sherman police say the case is still under investigation and no arrests have been made. Reporting in Sherman, Braley McCoy, News 12.
Wow, way to go, Texoma. Way to step in there. Well, some southern Oklahoma wildlife officials came across something you don't see every day earlier this week.
Deer swimming across the lake at Lake Murray.
Yep, that's right. That's 5 deer swimming across Lake Murray outside Ardmore. A crew from the State Department of Wildlife Conservation captured this video on Tuesday. They say they did make it to the other side of the lake eventually, but until then, wow, how cool is that?
Well, speaking of lakes, we'll have the fishing report when I come back, but we'll also be talking about when this big upper low will move away and give us some sunshine. So lots of numbers coming your way when I return.
From the Weather Authority, here's Steve Lenore.
And Doppler 12 right now, I've zoomed in on the area where we actually have some measurable rainfall, and most of it is in Grayson and Bryan counties. There's been a persistent band of rain here, and nothing super heavy, but no fun to driving this stuff around Denison and Pottsboro. It's just been kind of sitting there for the last hour. Some showers down towards South Maid, west toward Whitesboro on 82. And as you see on the wider view, that's really the only rain we're picking up that's measurable. There's a lot of mist out there throughout the entire area, though, and that's going to be one of those nights where it's just kind of drippy, and occasionally we'll have some heavier showers. Late tonight, that's when we really get some heavier rain. You might hear that on the roof. Here's some rumbles of thunder toward morning. So your Friday morning run in to work or school and not looking so great, okay? You want to tack on some extra time for that. Here's our live view from our TMC Tower Cam, sponsored by Black River Marine. Look at these low clouds hanging over the highway here, of course, with the front having moved through now. Everybody's in the chilly zone except for Choctaw, Fan, and Lamar, and you will be shortly as that front continues to push to the south. Well, it's Thursday. It's 6 p.m. Time for the fishing report. So Lake Ray Roberts, things are looking pretty good there except for the white bass. That's reported to be fair. A 60-degree chilly water temperature on a big lake, Texoma. Striper fishing is good as it has been all year, but the blue cats and the crappie, which were in the good range, have dropped to just fair in the last week reports here. And 63 degrees on McGee Creek Lake with some good largemouth and spotted bass. Only fair on the white bass and crappie there. And look at this, 53 degrees, chilly waters for Sardis Lake. And once again this week, just fair fishing reported for all fish types. Looking at good on the catfish and crappie. An improvement there, Hugo Lake. Good luck, you're headed out. Here's your fishing game forecast for not so great Friday to be outside doing much of anything. Sponsored by Sherman Collision Repair. Saturday will be much better, so we look forward to that. Overnight, some scattered showers and storms. Now, most of the heavy stuff is coming between 4 and 10 in the morning, and this should end around noon tomorrow. There's the front, definitely in the chill zone for most of Texoma. Again, Choctaw, Fan, and Lamar, you're next in the next hour or two. It'll clear the entire area, and this wave of rain associated with that is kind of moving out. So we get a bit of a break this evening with just a lot of mist and light showers. Once this big upper low gets closer, that's when things really pick up later on tonight. You can see that here to put it in motion. There's that one wave moving out. Get a bit of a break. Here comes the upper wave associated with the heavy rain in the morning, zipping on through. Once that goes by, it'll still be mostly cloudy on Friday, but the rain should quit in time for the games. Then high pressure over us, and we'll have a cloudy morning, a mostly sunny afternoon on Saturday. So overnight tonight, Futurecast again, showing occasional showers through the region, and nothing super heavy, but brief heavy downpours are certainly possible. Much better chance of that Friday morning as that upper low crosses us. Some of the stuff could put down some fairly heavy rain, so please slow down and watch out, okay? The roads could have quite a bit of water on them in the morning, but breezy and cold Friday afternoon with no rain expected. So as far as rainfall amounts, another inch or so is certainly possible, maybe as much as 2 inches along the Highway 271 corridor in eastern Texoma. Overnight, we'll start off in the morning, temperatures in the lower 40s. Notice they don't move much during the day tomorrow. Temperatures will stay in the 40s. It's going to be a windy and chilly Friday, but not as bad as it was a week ago on Monday. Not to that level of ickiness, but still not so great. 90% chance of rain, mainly. That should say AM. We'll make a correction here on that Friday rain. 90% AM, not PM, so David Reed can relax on that. And then things look good for Saturday and Sunday. Thanksgiving forecast, 58 degrees. There is a chance of a few showers. It'll be windy, so that's not too bad.
New rule, you can't say Thanksgiving without making that turkey noise.
I can. Someone else will make it. Thank you.
All right, yeah, you're welcome. I got you. Let's talk sports.
Yeah, I tell you, went and saw some volleyball today, and there were no turkeys out there. I tell you that. Some high-level stuff. Coming up next, several area athletes sign on to play college ball. We'll tell you who's going where. And the Van Alstyne Lady Panthers make their play at the state volleyball tournament. We talk about it next in sports.
Now, your award-winning local sports coverage. Here's David Reed.
The Van Alstyne Lady Panthers volleyball team has been good all year long. Today, they make the trip to the state semifinals and a chance to advance to championship Saturday. Van Alstyne taking on Lexington down in Garland. First game, Van Alstyne playing from behind Lindy Bowling to Micah Welch to Sydney Ingram for the kill, but the Lady Panthers would drop that first set. Then they get some momentum in the second game. Bowling to Micah Welch for the kill. We're tied at 1. Third game would be VA's most lopsided of the day. Bowling to Valerie Young to Janessa Crawford. She drops the hammer. 25-14. It's 2-1. Then in the fourth match point, Bowling, Welch, Young, they've been doing it all year, and they do it again. Van Alstyne wins in 4. They are headed to the state championship game on Saturday against Industrial.
Saw some tough, aggressive, competitive kids, just like usual. I told them after the second set that it wouldn't be us if we didn't start slow in a playoff match.
Like we were just still like getting used to it and like getting the jitters out, because they weren't really like beating us, it was just our mistakes and we were just messing up, so we just need to get out of our heads and start playing like we play.
It's not us if we don't start off a little rough. So I think we were just used to that and we just came back like every single time.
I like that we like know that we have the whole town like behind us the whole time.
Well, it was another day full of signings, starting in Whitesboro, where state champion cross-country runner Peyton Muntz decided to continue her running days at Stephen F. Austin, and she says SFA checked all the boxes.
The campus felt right, and then just the coach was amazing, and the girls' team was great, and it just felt like the right decision.
It was also signing day at Whitewright High School as softball pitcher Hannah Williams put pen to paper, making her decision to play for Lamar University official. And she says Lamar is just the perfect fit.
When you're looking for a second home, that's what it has to be. It has to be a second home, and that's what Lamar was for me.
In Durant, infielder Carly Westmoreland will make the short drive to Tishomingo to continue her softball day. She signs with Murray State, and she says it's all because of her time in Durant.
I mean, going to state 4 years, I mean, it definitely prepares you for anything really, and I think it's going to be good.
At Lone Grove High School, Lady Horn third baseman Chloe Pender is taking her talents to the next level. She signs with Southern Nazarene to play softball. She says this has been a dream come true.
I'm excited. It's something I've worked for a long time, and the people and coaches who have been with me and supported me through everything mean a lot to me.
Yeah, so congratulations to all of them. And, of course, the Van Alstyne volleyball team going to play for a state championship Saturday morning at 11.
Yeah, they're looking good.
I'm
excited to see how that turns out. All right, thanks, David. Well, we'll take a live look outside our TMC tower cam. Doesn't it? It just looks stormy out there, that looming cloud. We've got lots more rain on the way. Steve's got a final check of that forecast coming up.
Welcome back to News 12 at 6. So Doppler 12 showing just some moderate to light rain. That'll kind of linger across the area much of the evening. The heavier stuff shows up before sunrise. In the morning, gonna be cold. Temperatures generally in the low to mid 40s. And you see as I roll the loop here, yeah, it's moving. Temperatures aren't changing much. It's gonna stay in the 40s all day long. That rain chance 90% in the morning. and then the sun comes out Saturday, and we're pretty much wall to wall in the sun for Sunday, and no rain for the ball game action tomorrow night.
Yeah, get the AM up.
That's right, we fixed it.
Yeah. Got it in just in time. See ya at 10.